For years, Nepal has followed borrowed systems, foreign ideologies, and outdated party slogans. But the question remains, where is our own national model? Today, we introduce a bold, Nepali-made blueprint, rooted in Madan Bhandari's vision of Jabajak, but reimagined for the digital age. This isn't just about politics, it's about geopolitical independence, economic revival, clean governance, youth leadership, and a cultural rebirth. From mindset transformation to cyber sovereignty, from agriculture to AI, this is a roadmap for Nepal's future. So, the real question is, are we prepared to cease imitating others and begin crafting our own narrative? Let's begin. What are the bases for a new blueprint for Nepal? Nepal adopted Loktantra and later Ganatantra with high hopes. But after more than 32 years, what did we really achieve? Instead of clarity and direction, we now face crisis and confusion. Through deep reflection, it has become clear. Nepal cannot blindly follow Western ideologies or Eastern systems. We must design a model that is rooted in our own history, geography, and reality. Here are the key facts that form the foundation of a new national blueprint. Geopolitical reality. First, Nepal is a small landlocked country, sandwiched between two giants, China and India. Second, our northern border touches the Tibetan province of China, drawing direct attention from Western powers. Third, India's foreign policy toward its smaller neighbors often involves pressure, interference, or influence. Fourth, the open border with India poses challenges in security, economy, and identity. And fifth, long-standing land and water disputes with India, like Lipulekh, remain unresolved. Political and governance crisis. Both Loktantra and Ganatantra have failed to deliver results. Only instability and blame games. In the name of privatization, key industries were shut down, causing massive unemployment and youth migration. Foreigners are now influencing internal affairs due to quiet amendments in the constitution. Frequent government changes have blocked long-term planning and national projects. Major parties surrendered Nepal's sovereignty, especially after removing the monarchy, becoming tools for foreign powers. Billions of rupees spent on provincial governments, but little progress, just jobs for party loyalists. Missed economic potential. Just imagine how many factories, startups, or processing plants could be built every year in our provinces if we didn't waste public money. Nepal is, full of natural resources, yet we've somehow failed to turn them into national wealth. The world has gone through two phases of industrialization, but Nepal missed both. First, it was the West, and then East Asia and beyond. And here in Nepal? Well, only shutdowns. The digital age is here, but Nepal is absent. The world, as we know, has entered a digital age, bringing in technologies like blockchain, AI, automation, and biotech. But sadly, Nepal is once again falling behind. We need to leap forward, not crawl behind outdated systems. Cultural fragmentation and foreign aid dependency. Foreign aid, often disguised as empowerment, has created dependency, division, and a loss of cultural confidence. It has, quite frankly, weakened our unity, values, and long-term self-respect. Nepal's crisis is not just political or economic, it is systemic and psychological. If we keep copying others, we will keep failing. If we start understanding ourselves, we can begin evolving. This is why a new blueprint is not a luxury, it is a necessity. The time has come to design Nepal on our terms, with wisdom, courage, and clarity. Because external interference is no longer subtle, it's strategic. Nepal is being reshaped quietly, through aid with hidden strings, through diplomacy that divides, through debt that weakens sovereignty. If we don't build a strong internal system, someone else will keep pulling the strings from outside. That's why now, this is not just political timing. It's a national emergency of direction, identity, and future. The choice is clear. keep repeating old mistakes, or start designing Nepal 2.0. Inspired by the spirit of Jabajak, yet crafted for Nepal's current realities, this blueprint outlines 25 core principles across 6 vital areas: geopolitics, governance, economic development, culture and society, national security, and diaspora engagement. This expanded version serves for Nepal's rebirth in the 21st century. So, when it comes to Nepal's place in the world, there are a few guiding principles that really matter. First up, strategic neutrality. It's about maintaining balanced diplomatic relations with China, India, the United States, and others without letting any one country dominate us. Then, there's non-aligned nationalism. This means we always put our national interest first, rather than getting tangled up in ideological alliances. Whether it's trade, aid, or defense, sovereign-first policy should be our compass. Next, regional diplomacy for infrastructure. It's important to work together with our neighboring countries for things like water, energy, and connectivity. But we should still keep control over our own resources. Cyber and digital sovereignty is another big one. We have to safeguard Nepal's digital infrastructure and data. That's the new frontier of geopolitical strength. And finally, environmental sovereignty. Our rivers, forests, and the Himalayas aren't just natural wonders. They're sacred national capital. We need to protect, regenerate, and manage them sustainably. Now, let's talk about governance. Meritocratic leadership selection is crucial. That means key positions in the judiciary, anti-corruption bodies, and constitutional offices should be filled by independent, merit-based panels, not just party recommendations. Then, separation of powers with accountability. The executive, legislature, and judiciary must each have real functional independence, with systems in place to keep each other in check. Transparent and efficient federalism is also key. We need to redesign federalism so it's actually functional, reduces duplication, and aligns provincial powers with clear national goals. Another idea is a guardianship role for a ceremonial institution. This could mean reintroducing a neutral ceremonial guardian, like a monarchy or upper chamber, to oversee major appointments and have the power to veto any national betrayal. Lastly, youth-driven political reform. We should encourage internal party democracy, set term limits, and promote leaders based on performance so that honest and capable young people can really step up. Turning to economic development, it's all about embracing the future. A digital age investment strategy means promoting industries like artificial intelligence, blockchain, and digital services, offering tax breaks, building foreign partnerships, and supporting research and development. Smart national capitalism is another important principle, combining state oversight with free enterprise, rewarding productive businesses, and penalizing rent-seeking political cronyism. We also need an agriculture and local production renaissance. That means shifting focus away from remittance dependency and revitalizing domestic production, processing, and exports. National wealth funds are a smart move too, setting up a sovereign investment fund to manage state revenue from hydropower, tourism, and minerals, all with transparency and long-term planning in mind. And finally, building an entrepreneurial ecosystem and startup nation model. Let's create innovation hubs and cut bureaucratic red tape so young entrepreneurs and inventors can really thrive. So, let's talk about some key principles for our culture and society. First, we need to focus on cultural integration over fragmentation. That means we should celebrate our diversity, but at the same time, unify ourselves through a shared national identity, our history, and, civic responsibility. Next, it's about mindset transformation. We really ought to launch a nationwide mindset reform campaign that emphasizes responsibility, work ethic, and self-discipline, especially through education and media. Also, let's not forget the revival of our wisdom traditions. We should blend modern science with ancient Nepali knowledge systems, like, for example, Be Your Own Master, Gyan Yoga, Ayurveda, and meditation to create a holistic national model. When it comes to media and education reforms, it's crucial to remove political capture from both sectors. Instead, we need to promote critical thinking, ethics, and practical nation-building tasks. Justice and social healing are also essential. We should create an independent truth, reconciliation, and integration commission that works for national healing, going even beyond just legal closure. And finally, regarding cultural sovereignty and foreign aid, we must accept international support only when it respects Nepal's cultural values and national priorities. We should firmly reject any aid that promotes division, dependency, or ideological engineering. So, when we talk about national security principles, it's really important to focus on modern civil and cyber defense. Nepal needs to invest in its security infrastructure, including disaster response, cyber protection, and of course, energy independence. At the same time, we should maintain a neutral, non-aggressive defense doctrine. That means having a defensive national force that's rooted in protecting our sovereignty and, contributing to international peacekeeping. Moving on to diaspora engagement principles, here's what matters. First, we need a brain gain strategy. That means attracting Nepali professionals abroad with real incentives so they can invest, innovate, and serve the nation. Also, a national diaspora partnership program should be created. This would offer structured channels for the diaspora to contribute to policy making, investment, and education, making it easier for everyone to give back. Nepal does not lack natural resources, culture, or human potential. What it really lacks is a functional system and, honestly, a moral vision. This isn't about rejecting our past, but about choosing a conscious evolution. It draws strength from Jabajak, but reaches into the digital, decentralized, and multipolar world that Nepal now faces. This is a call to create a sovereign, self-respecting, and self-transforming Nepal, not just with slogans, but with real systems. The time has come to stop borrowing ideologies. Let's write our own. If this message resonates with you, even just a little, please like the video to help it reach others. Comment your thoughts below, whether you agree, disagree, or want to add something. And subscribe to the channel if you believe Nepal needs ideas, not just politics, and systems, not just slogans. Together, let's build awareness. Not just for today's problems, but for Nepal's long-term evolution.